we're gonna get ourselves rolling here on the stream, and you know, always the first 15 minutes hanging out, talking story, catching up, trying new things. We just watched that trailer from Grand Theft Auto, but now I'm gonna get to the list here. So we're starting this off with a major banger. Let me let me do this. Now this is going to be a really long track, guys. So let's settle in. This was a very super nice, generous donation because the track is going to be as long as it's going to be. So we're going to sit here. I have no idea what to expect, but I was told that this is almost like a mini musical. Don't know what the style of music is, but I definitely look forward to checking this out. So we're doing this, guys. Are y'all ready? We were good on the music levels, right? Are we good? Are we good? Was that all good? If not, you guys know you can holla. You can holla, 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 holla if it's not happening. So let's see what this is, guys. Let's do this. I'm not going to try to pronounce the title of this because I tried it once and I was just all tongue-tied. So here we go. It almost has a little bit of the silent era, you know, of the black and white movies, that beginning. All right, here we go. Tricky editing there. In my head, I'm doing authenticity check. Yeah, who am I for that, right? Against those fast kicks, there was like another little mini chug in there. And those churches or organs are gnarly. I think that's what this artwork is. Because if you look at the artwork, it's a piano keyboard, but maybe that stands for the organs. See, if they're using this sound, this is what's confusing me, whether it's crunch guitar or... Okay, my first dive into this, I mean, this is like a huge metal opera kind of vibe to it, but a lot more contemporary, except, funny, I should say, when the guitars come in, now I'm a little sus on that being real guitars, obviously, and I'm not here to, you know, judge up or down. The sound is fat and it's thick and it's saturated. It's just the performance of it and the choppiness of it sounds like it could be triggered. You know, and also even the piano playing, okay? Even if that is MIDI and sped up, I'm not saying it is or isn't, but even if it is, I just want to put it out there. I don't care if it was skosh sped up or if it's all done in MIDI and stuff like that, because somebody still has to play that. You can't BS that, okay? Whether it's at speed or not, it can be played at speed, like this particular speed and what I'm hearing. I can hear pianists, and I know of pianists that can handle this at speed. You know, it's just so far the dynamics of the production and stuff sound a little bit more like it's you know, running a DAW, you know, and using all the tools that you can. It doesn't take away from the creativity and the musicality and the composition and the musicianship of anybody doing this. Yeah, I think it's a super big lean on the church organs, without a doubt, and I think maybe you guys can agree with me or disagree with me, but that artwork that I'm looking at, you know, is a keyboard of a piano, and I'm thinking that maybe those are the stacks of the organ. I don't know what the KEYGEN Church, maybe if that's the name of the band. Fash, I hear that you're here, which is great. I see you there. So would you do me a favor? I'm going to start the music again and maybe tell me a little bit of a history of this band, or if it's one person, three people, if they, you know, what else they might do that you can make me or us aware of. The delays add a little bit of complexity to it. in a very unique, weird kind of way. This does have kind of a piano concerto kind of vibe to it. You know, if you listen to classical music and, you know, if there's, you know, if Liszt or Chopin or anything, when they have these piano concertos and stuff like that, and this bringing in the orchestra and kicking ass with it, and everybody drops out, and then there's these passages or these preloaded sections that come back in before the orchestra comes back in. I will say something else too. I noticed there was a little chat going on about melody and memorabilia and stuff like that. And this and the memory or what's memorable about a melody on this, and melodically, there are some small little nuances in there. But what's really the standout for me thus far, I'm only halfway through it for God's sake, is the drama that this is able to emote. What kind of drama would that be? Let me see if I can emote my own drama. Where's my own emote? I just put in a new emote here, and I don't see my emote. Anyhow, all that being said, what it emotes is the heaviness. And the heaviness, though, the power of it is a lot of you guys here are really chiming in really super hard. Thanks, Double A. There's my new emoji. About the organ. The organ is so powerfully dramatic, and it's so dark, and it's so macabre. It could be beautiful and blissful, and just with the change of using an octave down below, it could become hateful and sinful and dark and satanic and demonic and stuff. And I think it's such a broad stretch of emotions that the church organ can bring. I mean, right? I mean, if you love the church organ, why do you love the church organ? Oops. I pressed button, nothing happened. Got like a death metal core thing right there. Having a blast with the sequencer on that. Some of this reminds me of that band Boston. Yes, I was, you know, the wise. See, the only thing for these piano passages that make it just a little like, for me, is just the delay on it. There's such really great little lines in there, I don't think it needs that delay to be pinging so hard. But that's just a personal... This reminds me of a little scene in Godfather, when all the other Godfather guys are getting killed. Sorry, but that delay is just kind of for me. throating that lower octave is what makes it so dark. That, you know, I got to tell you something. The shifts in the past in the compositions, going in and out of the you know, concerto piano kind of vibes, and going in and out and breathing in and out of the large, and you know, just like how we just ended on the organ, the church organ and stuff like that. There is a huge serving of very unique dynamics. The track is huge. It's powerful. It's dark. It's heavy. It's moving. It gives you little instances of, like, if I'm closing my eyes, because there's no video to it, there's no vocals. So when I listen to music, I just let my brain do the painting of the pictures in my head, and it was like a full kind of like a metal gothic kind of journey, with like running in between things, and then slowly every now and then seeing like little like beams of sun through, you know, burnt trees or something like that. It's a little bit of hope and dark and running and going and coming back and forth, you know. But a piece of music this long, it makes me feel like it's part of something much, much bigger. And even if this is like, maybe this is a project that 4 tracks are on this project, and they're each about 8 minutes, 12 minutes. This was 18 minutes. You know, it had to have been something more, excuse me, that was extremely powerful, powerfully related to a much bigger story. Because I will tell you one thing about a track like this. There's no two ways about it. The composer, the story in his mind, whether he allows us to see it, be it in a video or whatever it is, there was a huge story that he was trying to get out there sonically. And of course, it's left up to our own interpretation as how does this fit us when we're listening to it. You're on a 50-minute, hour-and-a-half drive out to, you know, maybe see your mother-in-law that you don't like. This is a track you might want to play. Or you just had a bad, you know, it's one of those things that takes you through a lot of emotions, and especially the drama aspect, like I said earlier, with the, excuse me, with the in and out of the classical piano, the darkness of the more current pop culture use of a church organ. You know, so hell of a listen though. Seriously, and I was dialed into the whole thing. The other reason why I was dialed into the whole thing 100% is because I was trying to delineate the kind of sounds he was using. Like there are 3 or 4 levels of other things that are happening back there. I was going, did he just layer that bottom end over the kick? You know, so it's one of those things. For me, I go into that geeky mode. So, but anyhow, I can't thank you enough for that. That was killer. That was a killer listen. No two ways about it. All right. And I also thank you for your patience too. I know you put this in there yesterday, but it came in during a part of the stream where I was playing, what was I playing again? Dead 2 Kill Zombie 214. Oh, sorry guys. Let me see here. Let me do this. Confirm. Left 4 Dead 2. Thank you. I know. I'm such a bobo. Okay, this one coming in. Oh, somebody up their joy here. Oh, I've had a few people kind of come in. All right, somebody up their joy here. Sneak, you know you didn't have to do this, Sneak. What the sneaking? Now you sneaking. What the sneaking? This one here is called Vacances de 87. And so let's see what this sounds like. I am on this. Let's see what we got here as we continue on through the Coffee Dono list here. And bada bing! Ooh, nice bass. It's like a saturated Rickenbacker. Those tuned cowbells in the back. So we're saying French, not Spanish, Spanish, but French, but I'm hearing English. So I guess this is one of those tracks that uses a couple languages through it, perhaps. Like that bass sound is just so nice and snappy. It's like a Rickenbacker that's being sent through a little bit of a saturation. It could be head saturation that's happening there. I love the vocals and the hook on this. It's nice and fat and wide, and it's not overly produced. But I like how this still has a little hint of like an early... not Missing Persons. Who's the other? Blondie. Am I maybe I'm reaching a little too far outside of the circle, but a Blondie 80 Euro Blondie vibe to it, and I really love it. And then as funny and as campy as it sounds, those little tuned cowbells in the background too. That's a signature mark of nostalgia. At least for me, is that kind of vibe. But really super nice, man. I really love this track. I like this change. Nice change here, I like that. It almost sounds like it's like that synth is really saturated. It almost gives it a distortion vibe. There's a little bit of a Supertramp vibe there. You guys remember Supertramp? bass player got a little lip there. He went for it. Yeah. There's a little bit of that intentional distortion going in there. You guys hear that fry? They really use that really well. You know, a lot of times in tracks, sometimes you'll hear these little things that sound like they're oversaturated, or sometimes the pulsing of compression in mastering back in the old days would kind of sometimes give you a little bit of a sizzle in certain hot spots and stuff like that. I really love how the vocals were placed in her hook too. I think what made this stand out for me a little more is when her vocals really shine through into the hook, is where, you know, it's I think it was quadrupled, you know, sung. But she kept the texture of her voice, that whispery essence of it, and they just decided after they compressed it, I'm sure, maybe, well, I'm not sure, but it stands to reason that they grouped those vocals and compressed it under another side chain, and then just kind of level it up and keep it here, because it, you know, those soft little, you know, sassy vocals, you still have drums, you have that killer bass. What a great bass sound too. Very Rickenbrackish, that one, bass. But really nice, and I just have to go back really quick to the nuance of those cowbells. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I'm a sneak. That was a good one, man. I really dig that. And you, for a youngster with such taste in all kinds of music, I guess. I don't know how old you are. I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, Brick-a-Bracket. That was it. Where did we hear that? Brick-a-Bracket. Oh, that's part of a joke, isn't it? I have a joke that I sometimes say when I go Brick-and-Brackum, get that ball and really fight. I don't know. Oh, is it Aladdin? Oh, and Jetsons movie too? I think it's been all over the place a little bit. Baby sneak. All right, what do we got coming up here next, guys? Let me take a look at my Hotiro list. Okay, this one is, okay, I've got to do the date thing. I was reminded that I should also be, I'm learning how to work my list, guys, so, you know, just hang in there. And I need to be aware also of not only how they come up, but the date lineup thing, so I'm learning. These guys did an incredible job on this form. I wish you guys could see it, but it's just, they did great. I just have to now get used to things in my elbow, making sure that I get some older requests, like this one. This one is from December 1st. And the name of this track is Ængus, the prize-winning hog. Is that it? Something? Let me check this out. Let's see what this is here. What is this? Let's see what this is. All right, here we go.
Ængus the prize-winning hog emerged from a cranberry bog, determined to win a shiny ribbon at the fair. So Ængus the prize-winning hog skipped
What is this?
600 miles into Prague, where he sang and he pranced, and the people all danced to his tune. And they cheered, Ængus the prize-winning hog, Ængus the prize-winning hog, almightier than God, Ængus the prize-winning hog. Ængus is the leader, Ængus is the brother, Ængus is the father, Ængus is the savior, Ængus is
Wow, vocals on this crazy. Wow, great musicianship. The bass line's crazy. Oh no.
When the sacrifice was made for the people Ængus loved so dear, the band struck up and played, and the people stood and cheered.
I like that. Like it's out of texture, but it's great.
Ængus is the leader, Ængus is the brother, Ængus is the father, Ængus is the savior, Ængus is the answer, always and forever. Ængus will protect you, worship him forever. Ængus is the leader, Ængus is the brother, Ængus is the father, Ængus is the savior, Ængus is the answer, always and forever. Ængus will protect you, worship him forever now. So Ængus the angelic swine returned to the cranberry bog in the sky, and he rested his eyes, and his soul fades and dies with this tune.
I like the little bleep. Okay, there's no two ways about it. This is when musicians are having the best time of their lives to be creative as possible, because each one of these musicians that were in this band, or what we just heard, was just all time. And to have and to step so far outside of let's say what we're modern contemporary songwriting, if you would, is what we're used to or what we listen to and all that, and we get something as performative as this, is when I think these musicians get an opportunity to really shine. There's a couple of other bands too in the metal world that do very similar styles of kind of like, you expect them to come out and they're like full death metalcore, but then they have a series of songs that are just as funny. There's, I forget the name of this one. It used to be called the Eskimo Call Out Boys or something. I forgot. But there's a few bands like that that have incredible talent, but yet they step way out there to produce pieces of music that are as nutso and out of control like this. And this video, of course, was pretty entertaining. Electric Callboy, there you go. That was one. This was, I expected this from you, actually. You know who did this. I expect this from you. Hey guys, listen, I got to take just literally, I'm not going to even get up from my seat, but I got to black out my camera for a second. I'm going to pop on some music for you for a second, because, when mom calls and leave a message, you got to return it, because, you just got to do it. Or at least I got to listen to the message. So I'm just going to pop on some music really quick for you guys. Let me see. What shall I popish onish here for you guys-ish? Let me see here. I'll just go back to this for a second. So you guys watch this for a second. I'm going to turn off my mic. I got to just check this out really quick. I'll be right back, all right? Okay, I'm back. Yeah, just got to call back mom. You know, she's 86 years old, and my stepfather, everyone's still alive, and just, you know, doesn't call often. When she does call or leave a text, that means something's up. Fortunately, it was just, what kind of spaghetti sauce do I want for Christmas kind of a question. So we're all good, which is a good thing. So really quick, I do want to catch up on something here that I forgot to do that Shadow reminded me of. So hang on for a second. Yeah, you're funny, Double A. That was funny. Give me a second, because I did forget to do something. It was this one. I forgot to share the link to this, just for anybody. Spaghetti sauce, spag sauce, yay. Okay, so this was the link. I'm trying to get in the habit of when I'm done listening to a track to share the link in there. So there's the link for that one. And then here's the link for, wait a second. I'm sorry, my bad. I keep on just hitting refresh. And then here's the link for this one. I will share out here. Okay, okay. I'm doing my due diligence. You know what I mean? That wasn't me. I didn't really hit the button for that one. It went on its own. That was gross. And then here's the last one we did. Okay. Linky for the Piggy Stinky. Okay, there we go. Toxhards. That's funny. What a great name for a band. Or no, is that, I guess the band's name is the Toxhards, right? Because it's on their channel. So anyhow, so good. Now I'm caught up on that. So let's continue on. You know, and while I'm doing this too, guys, I just want to remind you that, you know, the mods, myself, you know, this forum, this outfit, this way that we're doing it here on the forum, you know, I would love to hear your suggestions. You can always parachute into Venmo, parachute into Discord and chat with the mods if you have ideas or if there's things that are not working for you. Obviously, you can do it here in the chat as well, but half of my mod team is on the other side of the planet. So they go night-night, and they only hang out for a little bit. And they have regular lives like all of us do. I'm just the only one that's freaking out and playing video games, eating peanut butter and coffee at this time of night. So, yeah. So where am I at now? Today is... Okay, let me do this. Stand by. And here we go. This next one is from Gixcure. Mario Party 4. Let's get into some video games here now. So here we go. This is Mario Party 4 coming up at you from Gixcure. I hope you're still here, my friend. Yeah, let's have a little fun here with some Mario Party. All right. Whoops. Let me reset the volume. There we go. All right. Man, the bass line on this is insane. Can you hear how many arrangements are going on in here? little bit of magic that just happened in there where I was just listening to all those arrangements in there. There's super nice arrangements that are going on. There's a lot actually going on in the back there. Obviously, we're hooking on into the melody and stuff. For me, I always listen to the bottom end of a track and stuff for guidance a lot of times. But what I loved is that at the very beginning of this track, that bass line was just... That was actually the bass line to me was the real like super proggy aspect of it, jazzy proggy aspect of the track, even though this is a contemporary kind of composition in its chord changes and stuff. But that last 16 bars, the bass line straightened out quite a bit, you know, and then all these other arrangements were allowed to speak through it, which made it great. Of course, listening to it is like, it's like looking at a picture, you know, you know, sit there looking at a picture, it looks beautiful, oh, there's the sun, the mountains and all that. You don't really dive into the strokes that are used to make the trees Bob Ross style. But I just have to do a really big stomp out for that bass line. It's just really, really nice. The melody's great, but that bass line is just, and where it is in the mix too. That's so good with the bass line, frick. And the occasional arc that swings in there. Is this actually playing during gameplay, or is this a setup track? What a great piece of work, man. That composer is just absolutely killing it. So it's a board game, huh? Oh, I see. Yeah, that whole rhythmic aspect of the arrangement was just super big time. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze. I got my mic off in time. Didn't want to spray all you guys. So this is more like a board game, you're saying, right? And you know what? I want to take a look at it really quick. Mario Party 4, just to see what it looks like. I don't know. Is there a way to look that up and be able to kind of see what the play looks like? Maybe this one here. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. Look. Oh, that's great. Yeah, so I can understand where this is game music composition, you know, god tier level when it comes to that kind of work. I think there's so much more intricacy, and I've only played one, or I watched my daughters play when they were younger. Now that I'm thinking about it, and how many different types of little melodies and things these composers have to write and pop in on games of this nature, opposed to maybe games that are. I know that there's games out there that have big fat soundtracks, you know, 40, 50, 60 tracks because they each represent something in the journey. And I think nostalgically, I think almost, check me if I'm wrong here, I'm expecting to get hammered in the comments on this, but I'm thinking that anybody who's ever played a video game, even if you're up to the most massive, biggest ones right now, you've started with a smaller game. And I don't mean smaller is less than, but one that's a little easier. You kind of broke in on a game that was a little easier to play, or something that wasn't as intense, a little more lighthearted, a little more fun. Or I'm saying that because I'm an old fart and that was all that was available on the little football thing I used to tick, 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 or something like that. But some of these games are kind of gateway-ish for a lot of gamers. I don't know. Or Dig Dug. There's another one. Dig Dug was huge for me. Donkey Kong was huge for me. But those were back on the big things in the arcades. Galactica, that was another one that was huge for me. Asteroid, Centipede, Pac-Man. Yeah, I got bored with that pretty fast. But anyhow, that was a great listen. Fully dug that. Thank you very much, Gixcure. I don't know if he's even still here. He might have bailed already. So, yeah, Centipede was great, huh, Ekton? Yeah, Crossface Kirby's is something too I have to check in on. Kirby. I don't know who it was. Somebody at work actually says their kids play Kirby still, and I don't know if that's because it's old or not or whatever. All right, what do we got next here, guys? All right, now we're into, let's see, today's the 4th, right? Okay, wait a second. I got one here from the 3rd. This one is from Kairu, from Xenoblade 3, A Life Sent On. So let's go ahead and hit this. Yepper. It's all you, Ming. Let's go. Wow. Oh, I love the way the strings come in there. Oh, nice. Well, I was waiting for a resolve there. I don't know why. That's not it, is it? Oh, I'm sad that was it. Seriously. That was so beautiful. I love pieces that are so emotional. Like this, that God, it really focuses on a lot of dynamics, and starting off with a very intimate, sound by a single instrument. In this case, I don't know what the name of that flute was, but the composer also did an answer back arrangement to it, staying in the same tone, which is really beautiful. And then we start getting a little bit of the harp in there. And I could have swore I heard it a muted piano there, but for me, one of the most beautiful things composers can do is take these smaller, intimate moments, and just by virtue of very soft string arrangement, it doesn't have to be something, but it just comes in, the dynamics as it comes in really, 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 really soft and builds in with the dynamics, gives it a little bit of depth and richness and width to it. There's just something about that vibe in the world of orchestrating for myself that just takes it, and it's almost like you're being guided from here through this journey, and you're just kind of going with it. And all of a sudden, when those strings in that bottom end opens up, it just makes you go, And it just gives you that full chicken skin moment. Oh, this was a short track. I was bummed. I was ready to get another 5, 6, 7 minutes out of this and see what was going on. But I guess Xenoblade, and I think Melancholy had said that this was also the same composer that does Chrono Cross, I believe. It kind of zipped right through. So anyhow, stand by for a second. I'm reading a message here from my mod here. Stand by. Got it. I'm on it. Okay. Anyhow, Kairu, thank you for that. That was stunning. I'm just slightly disappointed it didn't go on too much longer. All right. Here we go. Give me 1 second here. Let me do this one right here. This one is called Right Back at It Again. A Day to Remember. So let's go ahead and hit this. For MM, here we go to save the day. I want to also thank you guys too, you know, the mods that they come here and they built this system with me, or they built it. I've been like, what do I do? How do I make this beast work? And they've been so kind and stuff, but also, you know, let's just really quick, just really super quick. Just some clap emojis, because, you know, when you guys are asking them questions about the forums and stuff, and, you know, it's mind numbing that they're, you know, that we have that, you know, so just a really quickie for them answering and being there and helping as best as possible. You know, that's just a tremendous thing. And, you know, sometimes that kind of zips out there without, you know, getting the accolades. And they're not, and here's the cooler thing about it. They don't want any accolades, really. I'm the one that's doing it all the time, going, guys, you know. But they're very humble until they put me in a game and blow me up, like in D2, C4, C3PO, whatever video game I just played. You guys hate me for that. Here we go.
Today's program, we will be following the story of 5 small-town miscreants who banded together to make music to, quote, take over the world. 'Twas the year 2003. But it was not just any day. It was a day to remember.
Boy, this has been the stream of eclectic music and performances. God, I love this. What a killer hook. I can't tell you how much I am pumped on this song. Now, I'm going to say something I hope nobody smokes me in the comments. It's because I don't know, and I don't have a lot of broad listening experience. But this has this kind of like more of a meaty, punchier, metal edge than like a Green Day kind of vibe, but I think that they kind of fit in that. And God, please, I'm asking for forgiveness because I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong, but it's like the surfer punk rock or surfer rock kind of a thing. I'm just getting that feeling, not only from the drive of the track and everything, but the vocals are so incredibly well performed and stuff, and the hook is so packed and so tight in there. It's so discernible and stuff. Like I said, I don't know if it's is it called pop punk, you guys are saying? So it is a punk rock, but it sounds like it has just a little bit more of a beefier metal edge to it, because the opening of the track, I was going, man, this is like some really like some old school metal chug that's going on there. And I think also by virtue of the tones of the guitars and the engineering and where it's pumped in the mix, just sounds a little bit more punchier in the face, a little more metal in the face. And they kept that going though, but then when they turned into more of this, punk rock vibe, they kept the integrity of that deeper metal aspect of it. And something too that from my head, just as an old drummer, that I lean into is when the drummers will sit there and on the eighth notes, they're banging on the cymbal, on the splash or something like that before the vocals came in. So that's what led me to it. But I am a absolute huge fan of this track right now.
And if you can't make it or you won't make it there, don't wanna hear about it. Spend most of our time sleeping on hardwood floors. People said they ruined it in the open door. We played a show at night till it all made sense. So here I am, I'm right back at it again. Just like I've always said, if you're too cool for school, I ain't here to make no friends. And I'll say,
Great background vocals.
right back at it again.
Oh, I love this cut time.
Always said, if you're too cool for school, I ain't here to make no friends.
Surfer punk rock, there we go.
Don't wanna hear about it. Don't wanna hear about it again. So here I am, I'm right back at it again.
Wow, great production there.
If you're too cool for school, I ain't here to make no friends. And I'll say, I'm right back at it again. Just like I've always said, if you're too cool for school, I ain't here to make no friends for impact.
See, now we're getting into a little bit more of the metalcore grind.
Don't wanna hear about it. Bitch.
Man, this is just another band, just like
Wasn't that splendid?
you guys put your thumbnails in a bad spot. Oh man, that was so cool. This has been such an eclectic stream of music that I've been listening to so far. And also, like I had said earlier about that other band, by taking their musicianship to another level and putting it to really super good use beyond, flashing how, incredibly talented they are. Whoever produced this track and engineered this track too gets the full tip of the hat for me, whatever that may mean to the world. The background vocals, the clusters of the background vocals were sick. So there was a root, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a ninth in there, and those little clusters and how they swim around in there just make it so rich. But it's packed. It's not big intervallic kind of spread on there. Tones of the guitars, everything. The cut time that they just went through, they took you through a hell of a journey. Here is the track, Andrew Wade. Okay, well, Andrew Wade kicked ass and took no hostages, guys. Here's the link for that song. I'm saving this song. Stand by for a second. I got to put this on my bookmark. Okay, good. I got to go back and listen to this. A Day to, but I do recognize the name of the band though. Now that I'm looking at it, A Day to Remember. Well, shit, this thing's got 15 million views too, so deservedly. What a kick-ass track! What a great hook! Just a great hook, man. I'm pumped. It's almost like I I was feeling like I was starting to chill out on the stream a little bit. Now I'm all jazzed and ripping and want to keep going. I mean, I was going to anyhow, but now I'm more pumped to want to keep going because I'm more pumped to want to keep going. Okay, so let's just give me a second here, and I shared the link for you. Have you seen them a couple times segmented? They must be so fun. I think bands like that, and once again, that Green Day, other bands have got to be such high energy and so fun to watch. You know, I don't know. There's just something about that punk metal, punk pop kind of vibe. It's just the great harmonies, man. They really put an effort on serious songwriting and melodic hooks. At least the ones that I've heard. At least the ones that I've heard are the ones that I've heard. Okay, hey, 1 a.m. The hell. All right, stand by. Man, there's a lot of donuts here still. I'm going. I'm still going. What's the deal, 1 a.m.? What is the deal, Leo? Delio. For God's sakes. This is called the Mystic Crystal. This is a guide for the dono system. And so we're doing... Is that... Yeah, okay, I'm getting a little confused here. Stand by for a second. Mod check. I'm doing this. Stand by. I'm going to do something here. Hang on, I'm looking at something. Wow, how many do I have here? Okay, I'm just going. I'm working stuff out as I'm going. I'm sorry. Brain fart, let's do this. All right, 1 a.m. Oh, it's a guy. There's a nice little sizzly EDM piano back there. It's great. Nice background vocals. Okay, that's definitely some yes vocal influences there. Now I take it on what I'm watching here, guys. Is this part of an anime or a cartoon or something like that? What's the deeper thing about the song and what it is that I'm watching? Great production, but it really is pulling a lot from more of the prog rock era, blending some really nice 80s style work in there with a little bit more of today's style engineering, and so we have something like this that yields. But anyhow, this is a long song. Let's keep going.
He grabbed the princess from her throne and trapped her in the crystal stone. The king called in his wizard's three and begged them broken-heartedly. Search the forest, search the seas, search time and all realities. Two champions are what I
I love that melody, but the arrangement behind it. Da, 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 da.
Hey Ninja Brian, is that a mystic space portal behind you? Oh shit!
We woke up in a foreign land, inside a castle oh so grand. There atop a throne of gold arose the king so gross and old. I've called you from the great beyond to save my daughter hot and blonde. You sailed across the sky and stars. The gods have brought you
A little bit of a Sid and Marty Krofft kind of cartoony vibe there. Beautiful acoustic guitars.
Actually, Your Majesty, you just sucked us through 26 dimensions of space and time, and I've got to be completely honest with you.
My arms are broken and I don't know why my chest is smoking. I will heal you with my staff. I'm sure we'll look back on this and laugh. Now go, ride toward the sun and tie these noble steeds. You're spandex heroes now, fulfill your destinies. And so we turned and rode beyond the castle walls.
I like that the bass line is doubled with a fat, rubbery synth bass line. Wow, those background vocals are great.
The sky grew dark and the road was narrow. But I knew we'd never be led astray. Brian brought his magic arrows.
Wow, the drummer's crushing. Very Rush vibes.
Light our righteous way. Ah!
Brian, do you think you could please warn me before you're about to light our righteous way?
Oh, God! All right, fine. Whatever, man. Let's ride! The trees were twisted and the air was thick. 'Twas clear as the rain was as evil as Dick. We passed through the gloom of the forest of fear, and the pits of disgust and the dark swamp of tears. And off in the distance so clear, the cold gray peak of
Beautiful
Mount
bass lines in there, man.
Massive. Past the fields of annoyance and Dragon Bark Junction, and the treacherous cliffs of erectile dysfunction. Now Brian has erectile dysfunction. Only Brian knows.
I know, it's weird.
We arrived at the evil one's hall and dismounted our trusty steeds with resolve. We hugged them goodbye and promised we'd never quit. Then they ran straight away, for they gave not a shit. Moonlight rose over the door, lit all of the jewels and the skulls on the floor. We felt no terror as we entered the cave, unless the bells of doom tolled. We knew we'd be safe. We knew we'd be safe. We knew we'd be safe. Oh, fuck.
Is he like an androgynous superhero? Is that like what they're going for?
Colored gemstones lit up the wall. They formed a rainbow trail up to a giant waterfall. There the necromancer grand, the princess stood frozen, yet still so hot beside him.
Damn.
Then I heard a voice in my mind. 'Twas the princess, she said, Danny, your heart is kind. Only light can stop dark. I knew what she spoke of. To defeat the necromancer, I had to use love.
Nice harmonies.
Stand back, Brian. I'm going to hug him.
He immediately shattered both my legs and threw me across the room. I probably should have brought some weapons, I thought as I flew. Then Ninja Brian picked me up because he's a good friend. Then he used my body like a club to beat our enemy to death. I should have been in more pain than could ever be spoken. Luckily I felt nothing because my back was totally broken. Oh, the necromancer was dead and the crystal broke in three. I looked up into the light and saw the princess was not mine.
Brian, she's so beautiful. Roll me to her.
We journeyed gladly toward the keg. His legs now green with the life of spring. He looked up and wept at the sight of his girl as she carried me through the night. Heal this man, wizards, he cried with delight, which they did. God damn, they keep their magic in time. But sadly, it was time to leave. So the king said, fix Brian's AD. And hooray for ninja sex Look, Ninja Brian, the portal back home is opening. Now fairly well, it seems that our journey is at an end. We will be here if you should ever need our help again. We walked away, but stopped and turned before we took our last step. Brian killed a guy real quick to make sure he maintained his rep. We all have our battles to fight and a crystal cage to break through in our lives. But when hope is gone,
That
we
outfit.
will be there to help you rock the fuck on.
What a massive piece of work through and through, from videography all the way through music and composition. I mean, yeah, okay, there's all that credit. I mean, at the end of the day, we just watched like a mini musical. You know what I'm saying? Like an after-school special back in the day, just without the cursing and all the weirdness and stuff. But you know, it's hard for. I mean, for me, there is no reaction except for whatever comes across my face, because when the tracks are this long, it's hard to dice in on something. But everything about the music production was phenomenal. This guy's voice is insane. There's a lot of callbacks to like prog 80s bands kind of in production, from Yes to Rush. Obviously, and also I noticed here that you guys were saying that there are some YouTube stars that are in this video as well. So like it was like a giant collab. I also caught a comment too that you know, it's really funny. You know, as musicians, we know, all of us know that we borrow from our influences, and you know, it could be as simple as a guitar strum pattern that you may have heard from, let's say, Tom Petty, Free Falling or something, or a lead line from Steve Vai, or a drum fill from David Weckl, whatever, that influences you to do what you do. And you know, sometimes people will hear it and call it out. I noticed that somebody was calling out the horse designs as being very close to like Cinderella or something like that. And then I had to look at it and go, yeah, that's pretty, you know, these are the small things, like the common guy like me that don't focus down on, you know, especially stuff that's visual, that you would be able to pull from that. But as an artist, as I'm sure whoever made that comment could see how that was, you know, an influence of it. Nonetheless, I mean, as a body of work, I mean, this opening track I did was 18 minutes. This was 12 minutes. I've done a couple big fat long ones here, and this has been not fat long, you know, fat long, just forget it. Yeah, insert foot and mouth. But this was great. This was very entertaining for me to watch, because at this point, that's what I do, is I just soak in it, you know.